edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 224 and proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. We've got runners in 3 states to preview for this Saturday, 4 here at Doomben, Skirt the Law in the Group 2 Sweet Embrace Stakes at Randwick, and Zoustyle in the Group 1 Oakleigh Plate at Sandown Lakeside. Morning, Tony. Each week now it seems more and more stable stars are emerging for the autumn.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a busy period, isn't it? We were down in Melbourne last week with Baller. Obviously had runners back here at Eagle Farm, and then this week we're at Sydney, Sandown and Doomben. So we are very busy, but it's great to see these horses stepping out, and obviously we're all excited to see how these horses go down south in what is a big autumn carnival in both states. It
was a fairly encouraging first out run in the Lightning ahead of his main target in a few weeks, Baller.
Yeah, it was good. I wish he hadn't stepped away as slow as he did. I think the race may have panned out a bit differently, and I think it panned out different to what anyone expected. But
yes,
it was certainly a pass mark for me. I guess I'll be thinking over the next period, should I have left him first up for the Newmarket, who knows. But he's in very good shape, the horse. He recovered like he never even raced, and I'm sure the Newmarket's going to be a very tough race. We saw a couple of nice Newmarket trials in the Lightning, outside of our horse obviously, and there'll be plenty of other horses to join that race, which it looks as though at the moment here in Australia we've got a bit of a change of the guard in the sprinting ranks.
Yeah.
Obviously Nature Strip didn't perform to what the expectation was on Saturday, and therefore I think there's a whole now air of expectation of who's going to be the next gun sprinter in Australia. So it's a very interesting time, but for us with Baller, we're looking forward to seeing him in the Newmarket.
Okay, and back home at Eagle Farm, Conway Rosa made it back-to-back wins to continue her great start to Queensland life.
Yeah, she's been awesome. Like, she never gave us a worrying moment. She stepped away better. She put herself in a nice spot, and we mentioned Jimmy Orman the other week on Ashgrove off a tricky gate, off a good gate on Saturday. He just made no mistake. She was a very painless watch, and it's just good to see that mare. You've seen the difference how she raced second up as opposed first up. She was good first up at Ipswich. She's got herself a little bit out of sorts.
Yeah.
The next run she was a little bit better. The confidence from that win at Eagle Farm in the 72 in Ryan Roder to Saturday was just there to be seen.
Absolutely.
So she's gone for a short break, and I'm positive that she's going to make some sort of presence felt at some level during our Winter Carnival.
Okay, let's start our preview in the south with the Blue Diamond meeting at Sandown Lakeside this year. While Caulfield is under renovation, the rail is in the true position. The track is currently rated a good 4, with mostly fine and hot conditions for Melbourne for the rest of the week. What kind of information have you got for Saturday on the Lakeside track?
I've absolutely bugger all information for Sandown, to be honest. I know when I was watching the races there a couple of weeks ago, I found it very confusing, the 2 winning posts.
Yes.
So I certainly hope that Ethan Brown knows his way around there a lot better than his trainer, and I hope Zoustyle doesn't get mixed up with what winning post. Well, I hope he's there anyway around those first winning posts, because if he is, he's going to be in the finish. But yeah, it's a different sort of way to watch the races there. I don't know a whole lot about the track, and they've always got the 2 tracks there, and we're coming out of a chute in this race, so I can't alleviate too much. The other day the rail was right out and they were racing inside. I'd imagine that rail goes right in, and therefore I'd say horses could probably come more down the centre.
Race 9 is the Group 1 Oakleigh Plate over the 1100 metres. Race Your Great Spirit of Boom did place in twice. Zoustyle will run this year, 55 kilos, Ethan Brown on board from the outside barrier. The star of the stable is first up for the autumn after a fantastic spring in Melbourne, doing everything but win 4 starts in group or listed company for 4 very close placings. He seems to have returned as good as ever with a scintillating trial win last week at Doomben.
Yeah, he's quite funny. I looked at his price in the early markets, and it's still up now. He's right out in the market, $24 or $30, something like that. I went back and looked at his form from the spring. It's got form around Coolangatta. You know, he's got really good form, for this sort of race. So it's a very interesting race, the Oakleigh Plate, and I was speaking to a journalist the other day, and he said, how strong a rendition it was. This is such a strong rendition. I said, well, when I run second with Spirit of Boom in it, they can Rupee beat him, and he come out and they ran 1-2 then in the Newmarket. So it's that sort of race. You certainly can get a good field of sprinters. This year is no different. They're all coming from different form lines all over the place. The barrier doesn't make life easy for us.
Yeah.
But he's a lovely big striding horse. He's going to roll up on pace somewhere. I'll leave that up to Ethan Brown. So what I like to see is, obviously in these Group 1 handicaps, as we know, there's only so many of them throughout Australia in the year. They're often big fields, and I don't think you need to worry about barriers too much, because these races, they because of the handicap situation, they're a dead set lottery at times. So I'm not going to overthink the barrier too much. I'm very, very happy with our horse, and I know he's up to this Group 1 handicap level. His form throughout the spring shows us that.
Okay, let's head north now to Royal Randwick with another big Group 1 meeting leading into the autumn. The rail will be in the 3 metre position. The track is currently rated a soft 7 after a storm last night, with some rain forecast for Wednesday, but mostly fine conditions for the rest of the week. So hopefully we will get back to a soft 5 at Randwick.
Yeah, I think so. They got a big storm there last night, and I was actually surprised the track came up a soft 7 at 70 mil. So a lot of that's obviously hit and run off. There's fine weather forecast now the rest of the week, 30 degrees I think, even up to on Saturday there. I'd be surprised if we don't get back to a good 4. The rails at 3 metres, you got a lot of track to work with at Randwick, and I think that track will come up absolutely beautiful on the weekend after that storm last night. Okay.
She is in race 6, Skirt the Law, which is a Group 2 sweet and brace plate over the 1200 metres. She will carry 55.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride her. She's poking her nose in behind us there. She has drawn barrier 9. She was a fantastic winner of the Magic Millions 2-year-old classic just over a month ago. She had a little break and returned with a nice and fresh with a trial one last week.
Yeah, but we know she's not camera shy. She's pretty good for the camera when she races, so she's not too worried about it here today. I've had a really good prep with her, Claire. I had a great prep in the Magic Millions. There's a little bit skew if they're late just due to the length between runs. I did give myself a little bit nervous there, not going the week before like I was going to, but it just showed me how good a filly she is and the versatility and the way that she really does hold her fitness. So we learn a lot with her in that 6 or 7 weeks leading into Magic Millions. I've been able to really work out a preparation. I felt that the suits are going down to Sydney. We haven't overdone her, I don't feel. Her fitness is really good. Everything shows us she's right on track where she was Magic Millions Day, if not a touch better. So we're very pleased with our preparation with her. She's obviously got a long boat trip down tonight. She's got to get herself to Sydney. She's got to settle in. And if she does all those things well, I can't see why she wouldn't be very competitive.
Nice and bright and happy there right now.
Yeah, she's a very happy horse, and she's in all the pieces of work we've done with her in her trial. She really just feels better and better. I guess she's like a lot of juveniles. You don't really know where that ceiling is. I don't feel we've reached her ceiling at all. And you can see she's a very happy animal. So I guess we're going to learn a lot more about her on Saturday. I don't know if it's her stiffest test or not, but it's certainly an away game for us, and she's got to do it all the way from home. So I'm sure she's going to make her presence felt in Sydney.
Okay. Let's now look at the 4 runners we have on Saturday at the Metro meeting at Doomben. The rail will be in the 3 metre position. The track is currently rated a soft 6 with maybe, I thought she was going to bite me then, a soft 6 with maybe the odd shower in the lead up to Saturday. If there are no showers on race day, fair chance will be a soft 5, maybe a good 4.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think the weather's pretty fine for us here. I think we're back to good foreground at Doomben. Good track, races really fair, so I think we'll just look to horses to get the right run.
Okay, we all start with race 2, which is the benchmark 78 handicap over the 2200 metres. Kuda Tania will run in this 55.5 kilos. Kyle Wilson Taylor will ride barrier 2. On the 1 week back after a strong third last week over the 1810 at Eagle Farm. Had a good prep out over this distance last time, and we'll be hoping he does the same here.
I think he's found the right race. He's well placed in this. My only query is the 7-day backup. It's certainly not the 2200. He raced like he really wanted this. My question to myself is, and obviously to the horse, is does he want the 7 days? If he handles the 7 days, he'll be right in the finish of this race.
Race 3 is the Fillies and Mares No Metro Win handicap over the 1200 metres. Departy Girl runs in this 56 kilos with Angela Jones's 2 kilo claim. She's drawn barrier 11. She's first up on Saturday and did win first up last prep over this trip. Ridden off the speed in a trial last week and was strong through the line under no real pressure. Yeah, she's a get back and run on filly. I thought she trialled up really well. She's in good order. She appears to just come back better each time. This filly, if there was any, a rogue rain cloud around, it would certainly help her chances, but she really is going well. This is the right type of race, right time of year. Everything about this sort of period now really suits her, and even more so if we get under a wet track. But she'll be ridden back quite from the barrier, so I'm not overly worried by it. It's just a matter of how Ange gets through them. Race 6 is the Colts, Geldings and Entires No Metro Wins handicap over the 1200 metres. We have situation room in this, 52 kilos with Angela Jones's claim, or she won't be claiming, she'll just ride down to 52. He has drawn barrier 17. Super consistent, this boy. He does always put himself in the race at the pointy end. Last start he did loom to win at the furlong, but just a few came over the top late.
Yeah, I don't think he loved the Eagle Farm track. I've taken the blinkers off him. I've been sweating to do it now for some time, and I kept them on going back to the short trip. He's an ultra consistent horse. He's the ultimate competitor, this horse. He just wants to please you. He wants to be competitive. the barrier doesn't make life easy for me. I need to have a look at this race between now and Saturday. But I love horses that go forward, try hard with lightweights. I think with that lightweight, we could put him into the race. Okay. He races up on speed. Provided we can cross okay, he can be tough to get past.
Moving on to race 8 now, it is the Class 3 plate over the 1,350 metres. We have Tenzing in this. He is 4th emergency and will carry 55 kilos, 55.5 kilos with Angela Jones's 2 kilo claim. He has drawn barrier 15. He's an exciting staying prospect that we acquired recently with Australian bloodstock from New Zealand. He's already won twice over the 1,400, including by 2 lengths just before Christmas, and he looked very good in a jump out win a fortnight ago.
Yeah, I think he's a really nice horse. He gives me a ripping good feel. He's emergency in this race here, and he's just drawn a bit awkward. So I'll have a chat to the team what their thoughts are as well. They dissect races beautifully. That team, they're a good organisation to be training for. I really like the animal. I think he gives me a well above average feel. I'd be shocked if I couldn't get the right sort of run in this, that he couldn't be right in the finish. Even though it's probably 1350 around Doomben, it's probably a touch short of where we were probably think he is in time. I think he's got a little bit of X factor about him, and I know one thing, he's going to do a really good job here. It's just whether we can roll the dice this weekend or not. So we just need to wait and see what we do there from an awkward draw, and we are an emergency.
We are in the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think your best Metro winning chance on Saturday is?
Skirt the Law.
Skirt the Law?
Right here, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, she's my best winning chance at Randwick on Saturday.
Okay, your best each way chance?
My best each way chance this Saturday will be the Party Girl. I know she's got the bad draw, but she just found the right race. I think she'll be really storming home. With luck in running, she can play a part.
Your best at the Provincials over the weekend?
My best at Provincials over the weekend. We have got a good team in Sunshine Coast on Sunday. Do not like that 9 metre rail up there. Get that rail back in. So I'm going to go with Ballina on Friday. Duly elected, first starter, taking a bit of time. A nice invincible filly with a good pedigree. Drawn a low draw. Anthony Allen in here doing a lot of work for us at the moment, rewarded with the ride, and looks the right maiden. So duly elected, probably my best for the weekend overall anyway.
Okay, your best track worker this week?
I couldn't be happier with this filly. Her and Isotope worked together on the course proper at Doomben Tuesday. Just everything I wanted to see, I saw. Recovery, the way they went about their work was brilliant. And I really enjoyed the work of Halal and Proper Road this morning at Eagle Farm on the course proper. And special thank you to the BRC for the access they've given us to these course propers over the last month, getting these horses ready. It's really made my job a lot easier. So I do want to thank the BRC and their big team there for helping us with that.
Okay, your performance from the stable for the week?
My performance from the stable for the week. Well, I'm not going to give the Jimmy Orman again. I'm going to give it to his horse butt, Comrade Rosa. And I certainly want to thank the Huddies for bringing this mare up here to us in Queensland. She's been a really welcome addition to our stable. So I just love seeing the improvement in her racing manners and the way she's going about things. I know it's an easier jurisdiction than New South Wales. I just think she just looks to be a better racing prospect now, the way that she's containing herself mid-race, etc., etc. So very happy with Comrade Rosa. So she's my performance of the week.
Okay. Now it is time to cross to Craig for Cav's Corner, supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He missed his multi in agonising fashion last week. Comrade Rosa got up in his first leg, but he just missed with Rabunka on Sunday. Same for our CFO Zoe. She landed 2 of her 3-leg Valentine's Day place multi with Argyle Pink just missing for 4th.
Oh, both a bit stiff, really. Rabunka just raced that bit keen outside lead, wanting to get a bit of cover, and then that horse ran out on him, and he was probably a bit stiff, and they gapped the rest. I'd suggest that'll be quite a good form maiden. And as for Zoe, who's got no absolute clue at all of what goes around on a weekend, if we planned on Argyle Pink settling in the first 3 pairs and stepping well, she missed the kick and she was out the back and had to work home. So
it wasn't their fault.
She should have clearly run top 3 in that race. So both of them, their eyes are in. We've got to hit the bullseye.
Okay, let's see what Cav's got for us this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. As per usual, we got 1 leg in last week. But this week we're going to cover a little bit of territory. We'll go Friday to Ballina. We'll go Duly Elected, a win. And then we'll venture to the Sunshine Coast on Sunday. And we'll go Island Magic, a win. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone with your best at the Provincials bet, Duly Elected to win, into one on Sunday, which is Island Magic a win as well.
Yeah, well, I love Duly Elected. I think as long as we step away well and put ourselves in the race, which we expect off that last jump out or trial that she had, that she could do that. So I think she's a really exciting chance for the first leg of his multi. Island Magic, it's a trickier race.
Yeah.
But last preparation, she was just so consistent at these 1000s and 1100s. So
Yeah.
I hope I'm hoping, guys, for the team out there involved in her,
Yeah.
that she doesn't run second now because he's tipped her. That's all I'm hoping.
Probably going to happen.
So Cam Bennett, you are, unfortunately, your team is on notice because this could be the second leg of his multi.
Well, we did get an email from one of the owners of Rabunka requesting that Craig never tip him again. So
absolutely,
it was passed on and mentioned to him. So don't worry about that. Anyway, good luck on Saturday, Tony. Hopefully, Zoustyle and Skirt the Law can do us proud down south.
Yeah, look, I'm sure our team down south will race really well. Both horses in great shape. We've had terrific preparations with them, so they'll hold themselves in good stead. And then our nice small team, but select team here at Doomben.
Okay, best of luck to everyone.